My name is Manea, and the theme that I have is intimacy. And not so much the theme of intimacy itself, but I'm intending that all of my pieces are going to be very intimate from me to you. One of them is actually my own poem called Vulnerable, and the other one is Tint of Skin by Dino Delano, a friend of mine. And the last piece is called MSCD, which is about a woman's race. And so, although all the words aren't mine, all the feelings are. The Tint of Skin by Dino Delano. We were boys, not yet men, not yet with prejudice, but still with wonder, with mental freedom to fly without wings. He told me Jewish stories, cultures, and family traditions. I went to his bar mitzvah. We wore yarmulkes. Some part of me slipped past the part who I thought I was, and I became a little Jewish. Lebanese, almost black skin, Ali and Mohammed told me of Khalil Gibran the poet, and his books burned in the square of Lebanon for being a heretic. My skin was now a little darker. I used to call him Mexican. He wrote a poem like homophobic, men cry, why am I brown? And my heart turned a little brown. She was Japanese, young and frail, with memories of growing up in an American prisoner camp where all slant eyes were suspect. Her family treated me like a friend. Our sex made my eyes a little slanted, turned my skin a little yellow. He was black, born in New York, and married to a white woman in the 50s. Our bones sat next to each other. I listened to the story of what it was like for a black man and a white woman, how they fell in love, and how they were treated. My ivory turned a little bit ebony. We lived in teepees for a few short days. The nights were filled with drums and rhythms that seemed to pulse with stars. The sweat of dance and face paint dripped to mix with dust. The sweat lodge fits like a tight glove. Tales of pain, alcoholism, hate, joy, and redemption swam on waves of heat, a part of my heritage reborn. He was Irish and must have swallowed the Blarney Stone. Full of wit and green as a leprechaun, taught me acting and theater. My feet and tongue are now a little green. Someplace along the way, I must have lost the sense of who I was, what group I belonged to, what color I was supposed to be. Maybe it was too much peyote, and I bled through my shell to become a part of every other skin. It's vulnerable. My own poem. I have no idea what vulnerability is. A human mystery, something that you're supposed to have to be this thing called a good person. Somehow it's mixed with this thing called arrogance. I've been told I have none of the first and too much of the second. But the idea that an arrogant woman is telling me I lack it seems hypocritical at the least and hysterical at best. So I asked the next person, and he says, it's when you're afraid. And I asked the next, and she says, it's when you can be hurt. And I still have no idea what it may be. It's still a mystery. Then later that day, I lay naked on a table, and a therapist worked at tight, unconstrained muscles attached to my heart, my breastplate, and water leaking out of my eyes, and I have no conscious idea why. Who hurt you? She whispered. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And she holds the hot rocks to my chest, and the heat penetrates my soul in a way I cannot fathom. I want her hands on the inside of my chest, and there's no defense against it. And some small child inside of me begins to wail, a sound, a pain, a chill of release. Who hurt you so badly? Don't you know? She whispers with deep sympathy and compassion. From below my voice, from below my breastbone, from beneath my pain, a refrain. Get her out! Get her out! I want her out! I want her out! Something holds back the pain from Elise. From the right, the shaman woman whispers in my ear. Something needs to happen to let this go. What is it? There's something gone. The edit button has been erased. And I know that everything is on the line. Right here, right now. Honesty is as essential as breathing it to life. And the howl rips forth with raspy abandon in a volume that scares me. I forgive her, I forgive me, I forgive her, I forgive me. The cord is blown off and out. I am naked on a table in more ways than one. I don't want to be alone, and my beloved comes, and she holds my hand while I scream and cry with each layer as it is burned out with volcanic rock, and in endless tears like the sea. There are depths to me I have never fathomed. I won't bore you with the details because I lay there crying for hours. The pains of my soul I never had time enough to honor. Until we reach the core where it utters out loud the thing I thought about myself, the heart of the shadow self. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this broken body. I didn't want to come back from the light. I don't want to be here. I want to be in the light. I don't want to be here in the pain. The only thing that keeps me here is that I know if I leave, I will hurt you. And it's the only thing that is keeping me here. My beloved looks down at me as she holds my hand, terrified of my words and the soft timbre of my voice. She is crying with me, for me. The guide through the forest of my pain, the issuer of heat, light, and love, then whispers to me and my beloved, remember when you asked what vulnerability was? I could only nod. This is it. And it was nothing like anyone said. This is called Dancing with the Devil by Brooke Berman. It was over quickly. It seemed to take a long time, but in the reality that we call reality, it happens within the span of 10, maybe 15 minutes. He turned me over like some object and put a pillow over my head and stuck all of his pain and his rage and his dick all inside of me. And then it was over and he was gone as quickly as he came, as quietly and as mysteriously. He came out of the night and he went back inside of it and he was never caught. He disappears. He's never caught. I run through the halls of my apartment building half naked looking for help. I don't want to see women get raped anymore. Not in the theaters, not in the movies, not in TV, and not in my bedroom. I don't want this experience. I don't want to relive it. I am light, and light I shall remain. I am light, and light I shall remain. I cannot be hurt. That's what the spirit guides told me to say. But I was hurt. I've taken the pain of some man I do not know inside of me. I have taken it inside and I've transformed it inside. I have gone to therapy, to rape crisis centers, to psychic healing, in order to transform the pain that you stuck inside of me, stranger. I carry energy inside of me, some of which you deposited there. And rapists do not use condoms. but I am not a repository for some stranger's suffering. Do you hear me? I don't want your suffering. You can just out it somewhere else. And I hope you suffer till the end of time, till the end of everything. And may you know what you have done to me. And may you be healed.